That's a 5-star book.
5-star?
And that is really hard for me to give a book. Welcome to the Boozy Bookers. I'm Jamie and I'm here with Corey. We're going to do a little novella episode where we're going to have some fun with a book that I enjoy. So we're going to do a little dark fantasy kind of book today. So we're going to look into Feathers So Vicious duology. I am so excited to talk about this. Corey normally doesn't read anything dark or anything like this.
Yeah. If it has trigger warnings, more than a handful, it's just not my thing. But I am here because this is actually a book that I picked out for Jamie. So when we were on vacation several months ago, we did kind of like a secret Santa with books and what we were going to read, and I picked Jamie. So this is a book that I got her to read for the weekend. So I'm excited to hear about it because I'm never going to read it myself.
Listen, I know you're never going to read it, but it is the best book I've ever read in probably the last 4 years. Maybe longer. It hit everything. It gets you in the feelings. I can't even describe to you how amazing this book is.
I don't believe you, but our mom did read this book and said it was really good too. So
our mom read it, same feelings. I called her up and I was talking to her and I was like, did you feel the same way? She's like, yes, this is amazing. It's the best book I've ever read.
Okay. So why don't you tell everyone a summary of it really quick, what they should expect?
Okay. Super hard to describe, but it's a great book, guys. Okay. No. So in this world, you have raven shifters and then you have regular people, and they are fighting to win land on the continent and who's going to overall rule. They hate each other. Ends up happening that the general's daughter gets kidnapped by the Raven King. And that's where this all ends up from. The Raven King and his best guy have a great time with her.
Ugh. The way you said that. Ugh.
I said it just for that reaction. I even purposely looked over at her to see.
So we should say the genre on this is why choose?
It is not. I mean, it is, but it does not end that way. She only ends up with one.
Okay. It's a dark romance.
It is a dark fantasy romance.
Okay. What was your favorite scene?
That is one of the hardest questions to answer. Because the more I thought about this, the harder it was, because every scene wrapped around to something else that happened in the book. And I was like, oh my God, without that scene, you wouldn't have known this. And then without that scene, I wouldn't have known this. And it was just, the whole book was great.
Okay. All right. If you can't, okay.
No, but I will let you know, because you're never going to read. So.
But don't spoil it too much for people who are listening.
Then I can't tell you anything, because it's
just know it's a really good book, and Jamie wants to tell me everything.
I want to tell you everything. I will let you know, though, that the first book leaves you on the biggest cliffhanger and shock of your life. Was not expecting it. Put the book down. Immediately went on Kindle Unlimited, bought the second one, and started reading.
Okay, who was your favorite character?
Sabian.
And who is he?
Sabian is Malar's best friend, who is...
She's throwing out these names like I know who they are.
My God, how do you not know these people? You should be on first name basis with them. They are the best people ever.
I'm ashamed of myself.
You should be. God. So Sabian is Malar's best friend. Malar is the Raven King who kidnapped Galiente. I'm saying all these names wrong, by the way, because they're hard to pronounce. And I didn't listen to the audiobook. So
It's like those memes where it's like,
It's wrong.
Like,
just know that's probably not how the audiobook
Okay.
says them. But he is amazing because where Malar is very dark and controlling and angry at the female character, Sabian is caring and wants to take care of her and just be there for her and just wants to love her.
blink twice if she ends up with Sabian.
No.
She ends up with the... Okay. I can't say that because I don't want to ruin it. Okay, we're moving on. If you had to rate this 0 to 5 stars, what did you give it?
That's a 5-star book.
5-star?
And that is really hard for me to give a book, but this was a 5-star
I didn't
book.
think you'd give it a 5-star. I don't think Jamie's ever gave a book 5 stars.
It's the best book I've read in a long time.
Okay. Besides being Raven shifters, did they have anything else, like any other special abilities?
And they all have their own special ability that
do?
comes with
Like a
Raven.
second?
Yes. It's so fun.
Pretty exciting, actually.
Okay. So the Raven King can also control shadows. Like darkness shadows. Like angry
Like
shadows.
Satan?
Kinda, yes. Sabian, I'm kind of confused on his because I want to say he was like a scout guy. Like he was really good at protecting. So he had like true aim when it came to shooting his bow and had far sight
Oh.
to like see.
Yeah.
And Gallienta, she ends up with a power as well.
But she's not a Raven shifter.
Exactly.
Oh.
Okay. See? There are details.
Okay. Whatever.
So, but she can take in the darkness that Malar cannot control because sometimes he lets the darkness go too much and he can't bring it back in. So she can control that. But also, they find out she can take powers from everybody and she can take everybody's power and use it.
That's pretty exciting. That's
Yeah.
a cool power.
It is.
Okay, well, if you had to have any other powers, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one because there's also these other people that can see the future.
You'd want to see the future?
I do and I don't because they could only see, they could only see certain parts. So they can't tell you like exactly what's going to happen. So they could only see like, hey, this in the next 10 minutes is a possibility. And then, but if you did something, then it changed everything. So it wasn't very accurate. So
why
it's
would
very
that?
hard.
Why would that be the ability you wanted
I
then?
don't
If
know,
it
because
wasn't
it
very
seemed-
accurate,
It seemed fun at the time. But I also
doesn't sound helpful at all.
But I would also like Gallientas where I could take everybody's power and I could use it for my own. Like I could figure out what I wanted.
Dragon fruit.
Oh God, she
It
hates
gets me
that
every time.
every time.
So we made a picture of the
Every time.
Bloodstone Sangria that we made for Anathema. And it happened to be during the Anathema podcast too. But the dragon fruit wants to kill me.
You're the only one that has an issue with the dragon fruit in
I
it.
just don't like pulp.
This
And
is.
I'm 1 out of the 4. And you guys love this drink.
I just want to let you know this is my glass and a half I've had, and I have not had an issue with this.
Oh my God, that's your second glass?
Yeah, I topped off for this one.
My God, we're different people. This is my first glass. I've had it like an hour.
Yeah, different people.
Gotta
Obviously,
go
by
around
the-
the dragon fruit.
By the book I read, and I gave it 5 stars.
Okay, so we're different people.
We're different people.
Is there anything else you would like to say about this book?
It just hits you
Oh.
in all the feels. Like,
If what type of reader would like this? Like, is there other books that you've read that kind of went along these vibes?
the only one that comes to mind is Anathema.
And we're drinking the Bloodstone Sangria. How
It wraps
funny.
up.
Really, Anathema?
Anathema. It was the same dark fantasy type of setting, triggering setting. I know you're not going to believe that, but it was.
Wow.
But you read Anathema and you were fine
I
with
did.
it.
I liked Anathema. The beginning was kind of weird. I didn't mind so much like when they were in the other world.
I think the only problem with The Feather So Vicious, there's a lot of like bondage stuff Not so much bondage stuff, but I mean, like,
there's more like sexual like triggers.
There's some sexual triggers, but there's also like when the Raven King was little, he was held captive by the general. So there is
Child abuse.
Thank you. Thank you. So there's triggering stuff that way.
Okay.
That I don't know if you would be
I was
okay
gonna say that
with.
kind of that sold it for me to never read it.
I know. So I want to. Okay, listen. If you've made it this far in the podcast,
this mess of a novella that we have,
thank you for sticking out. I love you for sticking out with this me.
Yeah.
But I'm now going to ask you to stop listening because now I'm going to give you extreme spoilers. And
if you haven't read the book,
stop listening because now I'm going to tell you exactly what happens so that Corey can experience this with me for a minute. Okay.
I don't know if I want to.
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. Oh my God. At the end of book 2, she becomes a raven.
How? Why?
Because she is a shapeshifter. Nobody knew it.
Is?
She actually is.
So she was
her
the princess?
parents weren't her parents.
Adoption.
Yeah, her mom couldn't have kids. And the maid was a raven shifter in hiding and she was pregnant for some reason. I can't remember at the moment why.
Not from the dad.
Not from the dad. And for some reason, she gave her to the mom and then they raised her. And she was like, hey, you at all costs cannot get angry. You cannot show emotion. You can't do anything. So she repressed her raven throughout her entire childhood.
Well, then she gets kidnapped.
By ravens.
I think that makes you angry.
And then she gets angry. And then all of a sudden at the end of book 1, she turns into a white raven, which is very rare to begin with. Because everybody's black ravens, right?
Yeah. But I have a question about these ravens.
Yes.
Are they turning into like they just have wings? Are they grown-sized dinosaur like pterodactyls?
Thank you so much for asking because I was very concerned by that too by reading.
How's it go?
They turn into 5 ravens. They turn into a murder of ravens when they shapeshift. Yes. And their mind is only one of them is like control of them.
So the rest are like their extremities.
No, the rest are like
2 arms, 2 legs, one's the brain.
No, like the rest are just them still, but only one is like in control of it. I don't know. It was weird. I will tell you that was like threw me off. I was
You lost me.
Who? They are 5 of them? Okay.
You lost me.
Anyway, and then throughout the book, you discover that Malar was kidnapped as a child by the general and Gallianta saw him escape when she was a little.
The general's her dad?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's so much happening. The general was the one who abused him when he was little and all this. Yes. And then that's why he wanted her. That's why he kidnapped her because he was trying to get back at the general. And there's just so much happening. And then also, Sabian was married and his wife died from the human king that Gallianta was supposed to marry before Malar kidnapped her. So that was his mate. And everybody thought Sabian was like useless because he wasn't there to protect him. But what happened was he got hit by a hawk in his bird form. Because the hawk is bigger than a raven. Duh.
There's 5 of them. How did he get taken out by a hawk?
Because they took out the big one, like his brain one. Duh, God, I just explained that to you. You didn't listen. Anyways, so all that happened. And then by the end of the book, there's more that happens. Like you really have to read, but it's amazing. I'm just giving you big points. And then at the end of it, this is what really gets you. This is what gets you in the feels. You fall in love with Malar and Sabian and their love for Gallianta and how the 3 of them work together so beautifully. Sabian sacrifices himself to save Gallianta.
Yeah, so he can go be with his wife.
He dies. It is the most heartbreaking scene ever. I cried for the last 45 minutes of that book. Like, I'm talking, cried like I did when Dumbledore died and Harry Potter.
God.
Like, sobbed. Like when Liam died in Fourth Wing, sobbed.
Okay. I can get behind that one. I cried a lot when Liam died.
Like, sobbed during this book. It was so heartbreaking. And that's why it was a 5-star rating. It was the best book of my life.
I was so sad.
So
I cried for
heartbroken.
almost an hour. But I gave this book 5 stars, and I recommend it to all of you.
I recommend it to everybody to read. It hit everything. It hits you with the feels. It hits all the triggers. It hits every book. Like, it was top-notch writing and everything. Like, it was just an amazing book. Oh my God. I know you will never read it.
I'm never going to read it.
Nothing about this book is something she would read.
Nothing you said about this book even pushed me to be like, maybe. Nothing.
Listen, as I was writing notes for this, I was like, maybe I can get Corey to read this. Maybe. I don't remember it being too bad. And then as I was making notes, I was like, oh, she wouldn't watch that scene. And then I was like, oh, that scene was pretty bad too. I was like,
nope.
Yeah, she wouldn't read this.
Nope, because I'm doing a novella with Sam about Regency romances. So that's absolutely opposite to this.
Yeah. Well, if every trigger warning ever known to mankind is your thing, just listen to my novellas. I'm sure I have another one for you. I'm reading the Lord series right now. Those have the most trigger warnings ever. There are a lot. And there's 7 books in that series. Again, you would not read that.
Okay, I guess that's your next novella. You're going to start what is it called?
Ritual's the first one. It's about a college dark room or secret society.
So, it looks like Jamie's got her next novellas planned out.
Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. If you guys have another option, leave a comment. I'm willing to read any dark romance you want to throw at me.
Literally, she does not care.
I don't care.
She'll
I will read it. I will read it. On that note, guys, thanks for joining us on this lovely episode of
Cozy Bookers Novella.
Yay! Thanks, guys. Bye.
Cheers.